Hello, welcome to the Baltimore IGDA. This is going to be our, I think, fourth or fifth episode now. I brought you something special here. I wanted to bring in Bobby Foster. I've worked with you a little bit before at a previous presentation back before COVID, but it's been a while. How are you doing, man?
Man, it's been a while, and thank you first and
Mhm.
foremost for having me back. And it's good to see you again,
Yeah,
Ryan.
it's been a while.
But yeah, man, thank you. Much props,
hmm
man.
hmm Yeah, so I brought you in because I wanted to talk a little bit about the Forsaken of Baltimore. It's a personal project of yours. I've been a fan since I saw it, and since I met you, and I wanted to bring that forward to the local community here. So with the Baltimore IGDA. I'm now the new president, and I've been trying to interview different people within our community, being able to highlight either local indies, people who are doing lots of cool stuff, and I wanted to bring you in. So
Cool, man, and
yeah,
I'm glad you got the promotion.
yeah.
Look at here, I'm talking to the president.
Oh,
Woo!
like no, no. I'm just one of many people being able to help bring our community together. Like I'm just kind of like one person, but like it takes all of us together to be able to have a pretty awesome community here. So why don't we talk a little bit about the Forsaken of Baltimore? What's it about?
Most definitely.
Mhm.
Thank you for giving me the time to highlight it.
Yeah.
First and foremost, The Forsaken of Baltimore is an animated series featuring old world mysticisms and motherland magics,
Mm.
involving a group of unlikely heroes thrust together to stop a diabolical plot by an ancient, malevolent evil force that's set on the subjugation and destruction of mankind.
Mm.
That's the log line.
Ooh.
So, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It's a
It's a
mouthful. It's a
little heavy
mouthful, but
here.
yeah, man. I wanted to. I've been working on this particular idea
Mhm.
for a couple decades
Yeah, I
now,
mean, you've been doing a
and
lot, man. Mhm.
thank you. I've been spamming the internets with it. I've been spamming, trying to get folks' attention,
Mhm.
and with that, I originally set out. It was going to be a comic book
Mhm.
series, but as my skill sets and tool
Mm.
sets grew artistically, it transformed and segued into an animated series. So, I'm looking to get this out and share the stories with
Mhm.
the world,
Mhm.
and it's based in hometown,
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
So, I got to highlight Baltimore first and
Mhm.
foremost, and because I believe we have a lot to share with the culture of our city, because the city itself is its own personality, is its own character.
Mhm.
So not only these characters residing within the storyline, but the city itself has this flavor all its own.
Yeah, and that's
So yeah, I'm
Yeah, and
oh, go
that's
ahead, Ryan.
yeah, and that's one of the things with like the Baltimore IGDA community. Like we also collaborate a lot with DC with their IGDA. So a lot of the DNA and the ideas and the collaborative environment. Like we want to keep a lot of things local and being able to help showcase stuff. So like I'm more than happy to be able to shout out and find out more about the Forsaken of Baltimore. Like being able to see its evolution going from just this like idea which his kid had, right, and then being able to morph that as like your skill set has like gotten bigger and bigger. Like you're doing like focusing in on like what makes characters fascinating with your interest in like comic book stuff and like illustration, and then it's like, oh, now I found out about this like ZBrush thing, right, and then going into like
Yeah,
game
yeah.
development as a career. Like what kind of got you started down this line?
Man, let's go to the origin
Mm-hmm.
story.
Yeah, let's go, let's find out.
Like every kid, man, that got an action figure
Mm-hmm.
and was playing with the action figures and making them fight and fly and do all kinds of wild stuff you see the superheroes do. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it started there, and it morphed from getting the influence from comic books
Mm-hmm.
and seeing uh, animated series on television, and then seeing, you know what, I got characters of my own I
Mm-hmm.
want to see. I got ideas of my own, and I want to see some characters that look like me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this would be dope, and have these characters with these cool powers, and this hasn't been done before. So yeah, I was brimming full of ideas, and I knew I had to have that mental enema to get it
Mm-hmm.
out. And luckily, I'd been blessed with the talent
Mm-hmm.
that I could draw, I could illustrate, and spew these ideas out. But then from there, I was like, this isn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
I need more.
Mm-hmm.
And learning about sequential art and how to depict the story in chronological
Mm-hmm.
order, and convey that with static imagery, as far as like comic book panels, you know, uh, it went to that medium, and I was like, yeah, this is dope. But then I had this whole knack for uh, looking behind the scenes, taking a peek behind the curtain. I'm that dude that watches movies, and looks like how they're
Oh
made,
yeah, yeah.
and I always wanted to see the special effects. And I'm like, oh, that's how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that segued my interest into 3D art. Uh, Originally, it was prosthetic art, like
Oh
with
yeah.
character artists like Britt Baker.
Oh.
I'm an old kid from the Michael Jackson era,
Mm.
doing Thriller, doing American Werewolf in London, The Howling. So the old school prosthetic art, and monsters, and that always caught my eye. But then it as time began to evolution began to move forward, and things turned more
Mm-hmm.
digital. I was on the very beginning of it. I wanted to see how it was done. So um, I think early 2000s, it was a time and place where I had a friend from high school, and he said, Bob, all the things you were doing and drawing back in high school, and the comic book pages and posters you were doing, all the stuff we're seeing in movies now, you can do that at home
Mm-hmm.
with a computer, a PC. I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know.
Oh.
Just totally computer illiterate.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, yeah, man. He happened to be he was a Mac and a PC tech at the
Mm-hmm.
time. He was like, well, your best bet, get on it now. That way you can be in the ground up, and,
Yeah.
and, and learn about
Yeah.
these things, and flush those ideas out
Mm-hmm.
on your own. I'm like, wow, this is a whole new world. Okay. So I said, well, what's the best way to go? And you guys are probably going to make fun of me. I'm a Mac
No
user.
shame, no shame.
I'm a,
I went back and forth. Like I
okay.
understand. Like school, like I went to one of the local schools here, UMBC. Like they kind of were like doing Mac stuff, but I was PC before, and then I understand, but at the same time, like that kind of energy, because like back when I was a kid, I was seeing that too with like Pixar and like games and stuff. So I like understood that, hey, like there's just like 3D stuff, and it's like how is that made? And I did that same thing going through like Lord of the Rings and like making it like Halo and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, like this is actually a viable like career. And again, having that same kind of like mindset and energy, right, that you can like have these ideas and then get them out, whether that's like writing, drawing, acting, storytelling, making comics, like all of that is an expression of your ideas, and bringing that out to the world is a special thing.
Definitely, man, definitely, and it transferred from once was where you could only get it out on pencil, pen, and ink,
Mm-hmm.
or a typewritten page, where you can actually fully flesh out ideas and let people see these characters, and they're like, there's no more. You don't have to imagine. I'm showing you what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that ability to do that which enabled me to really flesh out this world, and show people, these ideas that have been trapped in my head for years. So yeah, it's been a fun time, and it's funny because when I made that segue and I was learning these 3D apps, and I gotten like pretty proficient with ZBrush, I was spamming the internet like
Mm.
crazy, and that's actually how one of the recruiters, one of the HR reps from my current studio where I
Mm.
work, found me.
Uh,
So
was that
it's
on like concept.org or like polycount days? Like was that like before that or
oh man, it was during those
yeah.
days, Ryan.
Yeah.
But you gonna laugh at me? It was in a Facebook group.
I mean, no, no, no.
It was in
I did that too. I did the 10,000 hour a Facebook group. Like I did like yeah, yeah.
yes.
I met a lot of people that way. But this was again
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like 10, 15 years ago, right? Like things
Man,
have
yeah,
changed
yeah,
a lot. Now it's all on Discord. So yeah, it's fine.
yes,
I
yes.
understand.
And I'm still getting used to
Hmm.
Discord, so forgive
No,
me
no,
of
it's fine.
my ignorance in some areas. I have one of my studio mates. She usually helps me out. I'm like,
Hmm.
hey, where'd that button go?
Yeah,
Where's the
yeah,
button again?
yeah.
So,
I understand. It's the same thing
but yeah,
going.
man,
Yeah, mhm. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
and it was cool. It was cool because when I was spamming the internet, I put up a particular post of a very popular
Hmm.
character, and it was in a Facebook group of the 21234, the people of Parkville, and that's my home
Mm,
zip
mm,
code.
mm.
That's where I'm from. I'm
Yeah,
a Parkville
yeah.
boy.
I actually used to
So,
live there for about like 2 years, so I know that area.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Home of the Knights. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm a knight. I'm a
Ah,
knight. So,
ah, awesome.
shout out to the old Parkville alumni and current Parkville
Hmm.
students.
Hmm.
Um, I put it out on a forum because I was that dude that was like, "Hey, you want to check out some artwork?"
Hmm.
No, not really, but we'll take a look at this anyway. That was me.
Ah, yeah. It's like
That was me.
show it anyway. Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
to every and anyone,
Hmm.
and lo and behold, one of the HR reps that works at the studio where I currently am employed, she was there, and she's like, "Hey, is this your work?" And I was like, "Yes, it is. Who are you?" And she was like, "Well, I'm an HR rep for a gaming studio, and if you're looking for work, we're hiring." I'm like, "Really?"
Wow.
So I came in like Cal Ripken,
Yeah.
like the hometown hero, and it was
Hmm.
it set my path on straight from there as a bona fide professional in the gaming world.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like sometimes like you have like all this like preparation with like trying to learn the skills and then once you keep like practicing on your craft and stuff like that and then once like opportunity happens and your skills are good enough and you ace that interview, you're a good like people person. You can be humble and try to learn stuff, right? Because like we're always still learning, right? Like it's more a matter of like
Every
you're ready to
day.
go. Yeah, every day we are learning
Hmm.
something new. Hmm.
When you speak on that,
Hmm.
Ryan, it reminds me, man, because I was making a career change. I was coming out of one of the largest communication companies for like 11 years. I
Hmm.
was like the center point of contact for that.
Mm.
And I was making a total career switch to like art.
Hmm.
So, going into the studio where we all know in these environments, it's young people. And here I
Hmm.
am in my
Yeah, yeah.
40s, and I'm like, I got to toss ego out the window and shut up and listen because
Mm.
these young cats have a lot of knowledge that I don't have, and I
Hmm.
need to learn because I'm the new cat here. So it was a thing where yes, humble. You mentioned being
Mm.
humble and throwing the ego. Yes, it's true,
Hmm.
man. And I've always been one to consume knowledge and people's experience, and I just I want to learn and be the best and contribute because as a dev,
Hmm.
it's not about you know uh, you being a single player or you being isolated. It's a team
Hmm.
effort. So if you don't have that team mindset in your mind and how to work with others and get along,
Yup.
and yeah, it's not going to work out for you. So
Yeah, that's kind of a
yeah, I
thing.
came in and had to.
Mhm.
What did you say? Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing that I kind of live like all the time because I do environment art, right? Like no one person makes an environment. It's a collaborative effort. You got like game designers, you got
Yes,
level
sir.
designers, you got everybody.
Through and through, man.
Hmm.
It's a team effort. It's a very collaborative effort in order to get things done because ultimately, the size of the game. you know the game that I work
Mm-hmm.
on, it's a huge endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a one man journey. It's not it's a team effort. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be able to work within those environments and be easy to work with
Mm-hmm.
because nobody wants a prima donna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Nobody wants
yeah,
that.
that
So yeah,
or it's
man.
like it like I understand that like it's kind of like this is like the thing that I have like poured like my soul into, right? But then you
Mm,
also have to know that the people around you they're trying to help make the entire thing better, right? So if they're like nitpicking
yes.
like one or two things, right? Like you also know that they're not your enemy, right?
No, no, not at
Yeah.
all.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been a journey.
Mhm.
It's been a journey going from my own IP to the professional environment studio where I am working for
Mhm.
the big company, and then asking them for
Mm.
permission because there was a thing where my heart and soul belongs to the Forsaken of Baltimore.
Mm.
My other
Mhm.
ideas I've gotten the can, and it's always been a thing where I work too hard to get in this spot, so let me ask for permission to see if I can do this.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
luckily, because I did so, I took that route. They have a certain clause. It's called the moonlighting
Mhm.
clause that allowed me to be able. They saw no conflict of interest with my IP
Okay.
and what I'm currently working on. They said, you're clear. You can work on because it's an animated show. It's no
Mm.
conflict. So yeah, go ahead. So I was like, yes, this works. This is perfect.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like every like company's kind of NDA is a little different, but they do have that kind of clause where it's like sometimes even like your own personal work is sometimes like under some weird little text, right? But I'll always gotta
Mm,
read those real quick. But going back to the Forsaken of Baltimore, right? So
hmm
what was like the most challenging part in the development of it, right? Like was it like the character design? Was it like the backstory for them? Was it actually making like the models or?
That was like being in Disney World. That was the fun part, man.
Okay,
Character
completely different.
design, working on the sculpts, working on backstories, fleshing out these characters, making them, three dimensional,
Hmm.
literally and figuratively. The challenging aspect was I wanted to go. I'm always thinking of bigger and better.
Mm,
What can I do to make myself seen to get people's attention?
hmm.
And I had the idea of doing a sizzle reel
Hmm.
in order to see these characters animated. And the challenging part was finding an animation studio that I could partner with
Mm,
that wouldn't break my bank
yeah,
because
yeah.
I was the one paying for it,
Hmm.
and get something out where I could actually show people like this is the idea and then pitch it to Hollywood.
Mm,
So that's been the challenging part. And now, having partnered with said studio, uh Exito Animation, and God bless Senor Paco. Senor Paco
mm,
is awesome. So shout outs to Senor Paco. He and his studio, his people helped me out a great deal. And because if anyone knows, and I'm sure you're aware, animation is an expensive endeavor.
hmm.
So just to give you an idea to put it in context, a minute of animation, 3D animation, will cost anywhere from 50 to $100,000 per minute.
Hmm. Yeah, that racks
So
up.
this is no small feat. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So I know once I was aware of those figures, I was like, all right, this is what I need to do in order to lower that
Hmm.
cost. And because as a senior character artist in the 3D world, I was bringing fully realized production assets to the
Hmm.
table. So, in my endeavor in looking for an animation studio, I was specifically looking for a studio that had the uh, qualities that I was seeking as far as their animation, but didn't have or possess the aesthetics or characterizations that I was bringing to the table. So that way I could say, like, look, this is these are my characters. This is a story that I want to do. I see you don't have anything like that in your portfolio, but I like what your studio is doing. How about we have a collaboration? And once again, that word collaboration coming into play,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you don't have any money
Mm-hmm.
or very little money. So this caught Senior Paco's eye and his attention,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "You know what? Since you're bringing these fully realized characters, production ready characters to the table, because not only were they high res, low res um, sculpts and models, textured and fully rigged." And he said, "Oh, well, all we need to do is
Mm-hmm.
animate." So I brought that cost down from 75,000 to 12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
And I'm
that's a
like, you know
huge
what?
difference.
I can it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, I can swing that. I can swing that. And that was the real challenge. And ultimately, had that came together
Mm-hmm.
and was able, like I said, when preparation meets opportunity, I had 23 character assets ready. I just needed somebody to let my foot in the
Mm-hmm.
door. So,
Yeah,
and that's how that
yeah,
happened.
I've talked to like a few other people who like want to do like comic ideas, and you bring that unique skill set because you've thought about the story, the characters, but you also bring like a skill set for making characters come to life with ZBrush, Substance, Painter, and all that, and you're also dabbling in rigging too, because like that's a whole nother beast in and of itself. So like you literally
It
bring the whole
is.
package.
It is. I won't say I'm a professional rigger.
Yeah.
My rigging skills are rudimentary
Hmm.
at
Well,
best.
it's something.
There are some plugins that make me shine
Yeah,
though.
yeah, it's true. It's true.
So
I do agree with that.
so yeah, yeah, and and Fiverr is also a big help.
Mm,
I will
hmm.
say that.
Yeah.
I had a guy in
Hmm.
Fiverr that was an expert
Yeah.
rigger. I could go in and plug him into Maya and do quality
Hmm.
checks and make sure everything was right as far as the skin weighting. And I'm like, okay, these are cool. These get a pass, and then pay my dude. We kept it
Mm,
moving. So yeah, man,
yeah.
it's when you don't have capital, you have to find other ways in order to make things work.
Hmm. And
So
being able
and
to find
I'm
somebody who you can partner with, right? Like being able to find somebody who's either connected in like Hollywood, right? Because like you're trying to go for a animated series, right? Are you trying to go to like
yes.
Atlanta and like Cartoon Network? Are you trying to go to New York City? Like there's like different areas where you could possibly network with somebody who has that skill set or connections, right? Because connections do open up
Mm.
doors. So yeah.
Truth, and it's funny that you speak of
Hmm.
connections. It's fun. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, Ron. Um, and I got a name drop
Mm,
because I made two solid connections
mm,
that have helped me thus far to open those doors, and we're pitching currently. And one being, my producer, my current producer, Iasia Brown,
mm,
and she is one of the lead producers over at the company where I work,
mm.
and she is touted to be the next Tyler Perry of the video game industry.
Oh
So
wow.
she's a
Okay.
she's a big to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
Asia's a big to do. Next would be the talented Brandon Easton,
Hmm.
my
Ooh.
dude. And Brandon's from Baltimore.
Hmm.
Brandon,
Yeah, that's right.
just to give you the bona fides, Brandon just dropped a new show on the 5th of this month, called Ianu
Mm,
on HBO and Cartoon Network, and he's the showrunner.
mm,
That's his show.
hmm.
So yeah, Brandon's a big to do. And I got it's funny because Brandon and my career have been circling each other for over like 15 years now, and I took just a whim on a whim. I said, you know what? We've been Facebook friends for
Mm,
years, but never really directly talked to each other. So I took a chance and said, let me just call Brandon up, see what,
hmm.
because I know he's from
Mm,
Baltimore. Let me see the vibe and check my man
hmm.
out. I called him up, and one of the first things he said to me, he was like, Bobby,
Mm.
I've been a fan of the Forsaken of Baltimore since you put it out on the internet. I've been
Ooh.
waiting. I'm like, what? 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 And this is one of the Hollywood
Yeah.
industry big dogs.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that was a big thing for me, and to get Brandon on board. So I got a solid squad. We're just looking for that opportunity in Hollywood open the door for us. So
Hmm.
we're pitching. We're pitching.
Yeah, congrats, dude. Because
Thank
because
you.
that's like a
Thank you.
thing is like sometimes it's just things fall into place, like your dedication to your craft, your ideas, and then having somebody who's also willing to also bring community together, right? And that's really awesome being able to have that and pitching those ideas. So like I'm excited
Oh,
for you.
Steph.
Hmm.
Thank you, Ryan.
Hmm.
Yeah, man, it's been a roller coaster ride, but it's
It
been
all
pretty fun
it
thus far.
always is like same thing with like doing like startups or like other things too, like whatever is something that you're passionate about that you're willing to go out on a limb, right? Like but the reward when it succeeds is infinitely better.
Lord,
Hmm.
yes, I agree.
Hmm.
I agree.
For sure. Let's see. Let me take a look at my questions real quick. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
we pretty much covered a lot of that, and we're about like halfway through or so.
Hmm.
Do we want to talk like a little bit about uh, let's say like comic books and like media or movies, like what kind of stuff do you like right now in terms of like things that are like either trending or like even going back to like what you want to see from like old school like Marvel, right? Like what do you want to bring into the
Mm,
future?
mm. Okay,
Mm,
okay. Uh, in regards to what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing, what I consume,
mm-hmm.
everything,
Everything.
everything. Man,
Give me a
I'm
sample.
as an artist, and I'm at the buffet, man.
Yeah.
I'm taking everything, I'm putting everything on the plate, and I'm coming back for seconds and thirds. So it's always been a thing where if it's my sister introduced me early on. The kids call it anime. I was calling it
Mm-hmm.
cartoons. We were watching Speed Racer.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching Battle of the Planets. That's G Force for those who
Oh
don't
yeah.
know. We were watching Spaceship Yamato.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I'm
Mm-hmm.
old school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old school. And then having coming up and seeing things from the animation perspective, the Mighty Orbots, the Transformers, to Robotech,
Mm-hmm.
as far as all the cartoons and then comic books mixed into that, and then the advent of the video game era.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just, I was getting all of it. Now I still am. So
Mm-hmm.
everything I see, if it looks cool, I'm like, what's that about?
Mm-hmm.
What is it, a video game? Is it an anime? Is it a cartoon? Is it a comic? I need to know. So I'm that guy who is forever 12 years old,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
And that's kind of the I guess the a privilege to do with video games, right? We get to literally like do something that you would think it's like football, right? Like you get to play a kid's game. Like we get to actually make the games that we liked when we were a little kid, right? Like it's like, hey, like I can do that. Which is
Yes,
a amazing
yes.
feeling, but it's not all sunshine and roses because like you still have to learn a lot. You have to put in the work every day to like be at the top of your game, right? But it is a blessing to be able to kind of do that as a creative because like when you're able to make stuff like and have the skills to make anything that you set your mind to, right? It opens up doors.
Oh, and you say blessing, and I'm a harp on that for a
Mm-hmm.
second because I understand and I'm well aware I sit in a position of
Mm-hmm.
privilege. So retail is around the corner for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's living check to check. So I understand who the players, the fans
Mm-hmm.
who support me in my livelihood. I am forever grateful
Mm-hmm.
and thank you because I don't want to go back to retail.
Yeah. I understand.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
I don't like that life.
Yeah,
So
because
yeah,
because it's
I
been
understand.
yeah it's been
It's rough out
yeah, it's
there.
been challenging this past like two years or so. Like things are because for me, like I got a little bit of trouble last year. Like in terms of I had a full time gig and then things kind of downsized and whatnot. And then eventually after like
Hmm.
9 months, I was able to have a new opportunity at my new studio. So like things are
Hmm.
things are
Hmm.
going good there. And I know a lot of people who are still like looking for stuff. But the other thing is that it also paves the way for new ideas, new startups, right? So like there's things
Yes.
that can come from the old, because like there's a lot of people that are very talented and are looking for work, right? And they can't find anything, and it's like, hey, let's come together and actually make something with our own ideas, right? So like that's
Yes.
a whole nother path. But you also have to uh, there's risk with that too. So it's a back
Mhm.
and forth with that. So you have to be smart
It
about it,
is. It is.
but also networking and talking with people, being able to go out to different events and stuff. So like all that is still in the cards. So yeah, you never know.
Yeah, yeah, and this is what this whole community is
Mm-hmm.
about, man. And and networking and getting to know the people within our community.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always say to the juniors
Mm-hmm.
and the interns and
Mm-hmm.
the students, I say, hey, our community is
Mm-hmm.
small, and if they don't know you,
Mm-hmm.
they know of you.
Yeah, yeah.
So be careful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
your
always pays to be the nice guy.
reputation. Yeah, it's true.
Yes, yes, it goes far.
Mm-hmm.
It goes real far. So yeah, man, I'm thankful, and
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I sit in that position of privilege,
Mm-hmm.
and every day I look back and I'm like, yeah, I'm lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm real fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm real fortunate. But yeah, man, it's been a thing where you know, uh, ha- working and doing the things that I dreamed of doing when I was a kid. I didn't even know it was possible to have a job
Mm-hmm.
or a career doing these things and making a livelihood, paying the mortgage with
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
I got that too. I understand.
It's
Because
crazy,
it.
man. So yeah, I'm very honored.
Mm. So like with this past year, like what kind of things do you find you're like hopeful for seeing for this coming year, right? Like what whether that's with the Forsaken of Baltimore, whether that's like your own like personal health, like working out, like going on a vacation somewhere, like something like outside of
Man,
work. Or,
vacation. What's that?
I mean, you have to have that balance, right? Like,
Yes, yes. It is true.
mm,
Mental health is a big
mm,
thing, but the goals, the milestones I want to hit for this year. I want to see the Forsaken of Baltimore go into production.
mm.
I
Okay,
want to see it greenlit.
yeah,
I
that's a
want to see
lofty goal.
somebody that sees the worth, what we're bringing to the table,
Mm,
and what them seeing the prospects in the future of what this could eventually bloom and blossom and grow into being.
mm,
And give me an opportunity,
mm,
give us an opportunity
mm,
because I always say to my wife, I'm looking. Not only is it just for the Forsaken of Baltimore, but this is just one of the a small
mm,
doorway to something bigger where I want to be in a position where I can
mm.
see other artists and other creatives and provide them with
Yeah,
careers.
yeah, that's true.
That's ultimately what I want to do
Mm,
because I understand the struggle.
mm,
I know the struggle. I'm in the struggle,
mm,
and I want to be able to find those artists and be like, hey, man,
mm,
I see what you got. I see what you're doing. You bring some valid stuff to the table. You got some good ideas. Let's work together. Let's see what we can do.
mm.
I want to sit in that position, that spot, and bring other people to the table.
Yeah,
That's ultimately what I see.
and that's that creative director vision, right? Like you've had that since you were young, right? And that's a thing that like if you're able to get that shot, you already have a list of like I want to X Y Z. But being
Oh, it's ready to
yeah,
go.
it's being able to have it greenlit with the accountant, the funding with that bigger publishing house or connections in Hollywood stuff. So I'm definitely rooting for you, and I want to
Mm,
see more
thank you,
about it,
sir. Thank
and
you, sir.
uh, I am looking forward. Uh, with the Forsaken of Baltimore, do you want to like showcase like some of the art for it? Yeah.
Yep, yep. That's Pork Chop, Victor Monet, and Ted Torrin right there.
Okay. So let's kind of like go through it a little bit here. So who are these for? And let's talk about the one on the left here.
But That's Pork Chop the Polymath.
Yeah, the
He is
polymath. Ooh, okay, he's smart then.
yeah,
Mm.
he's chock full of information.
Mm-hmm.
Chock full of useless information. And he's the guy, he's the innocent uh upstart slash comedian of the group.
Mm-hmm.
He's young at heart, and he's just um pure of mind, and just yeah, he's the innocence of the group,
Mm-hmm.
I will say. He sees rainbows and skittles. He sees the bright side of things.
Rainbows
He's
and
the
skittles.
optimist. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's the good guy of the
All
group.
right. What about
Uh
a tall and lanky here with the glasses?
oh man, that's gonna be my doppelganger
Mm.
from high school.
Uh,
That's Victor.
Victor. All right.
That's Victor. Had to put a little bit of myself in the
Oh yeah,
story.
of course, of course.
And Victor's a little bit of a ladies' man. He's a
Mm.
little bit of a little self-centered, but he's making efforts to become, I guess, more well-rounded,
Mm-hmm. He
and
sees his
not
flaws.
so. Yeah,
Mm.
he identifies his short suits.
Ah,
Yes,
okay,
yes, he
gotcha.
sees the flaws. Sees the flaws within himself, and he wants to do better.
Mm.
And he's kind of he's got this secret lineage of bloodline he's
Mm.
unaware of
Mm-hmm.
that enables him to transform into this
Mm.
uh, demonic looking purple thing. But don't
Mm.
let looks deceive you,
Mm.
because he's actually a good guy.
Mm.
He's a
Okay,
good guy.
okay. He's got a little bit of a wild side then.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
gotcha.
He's the I call the group the King's Conclave. He's the King's Conclave's last resort. He's their
Oh.
contingency plan.
Mm.
So he's the dude that you don't want to come out. So he's like right over my left shoulder.
Mm.
That's him
Gotcha.
transformed.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Mm.
Oh yeah, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, what about a musician, maybe, or
Oh, that's Monet.
Monet?
Monet, I wouldn't say she's a musician, but she's definitely good with her
Oh.
hands and feet, because she's the pugilist of the group.
Mm-hmm.
She's the leader of this ragtag bunch, and originally I was going to make her her expertise in kung fu,
Mm-hmm.
because I come from that generation of uh was it midday morning kung fu theater, 12 o'clock. So I always had envisioned this character being like, doing a
Mm.
with the kung fu.
Mm-hmm.
But as I got acquainted with my wife at the time, I was courting her. My wife is from Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
and her giving me more and more history about
Mm.
uh, the martial arts that were developed in Brazil by the
Mm.
slaves there, and I'm like, okay, okay, and it would separate her from a lot of other characters that I already seen, because we always see kung fu, and I'm like, capoeira
Mm.
hasn't gotten a lot of play, so let me look into this,
Yeah.
and learn a little more. So she transformed from once a kung fu expert to more of a capoeira maestra,
Mm.
and she's the, I'd say, not the heart and soul. She's the leader of the group, and she's also, as a teenager, she's trying to find her way in the world as a female teenager who homosexual in Baltimore, Maryland.
Mm.
So she got a lot of problems
Mm.
she's trying to overcome, and trying to sort things out. And the weight of the world has been put on her
Mm-hmm.
shoulders of trying to stop this malevolent entity. So she's like, really, all this?
Yeah, I got bigger
I got a lot to
things.
contend with already. So you gonna do this to me? Um, and I say last but not
Uh-huh.
least would be Ted Turin, and he was modeled after, actually, or inspired by, one of our top cops here in
Mm.
Maryland, um, Ed Norris.
Oh, okay.
And I was a true fan of Ed
Mm.
Norris, and when he was coming up, and about the things he had done for the city, and some of the things, been met with controversy.
Mm.
So I want to
Oh,
bring those
yeah.
elements to
There's
the
always
story.
controversy in
Always,
Baltimore for sure.
always. So, and what's a good story without
I mean,
controversy?
that's the
So,
drama, right? Like being able to have
yes,
this crew together, right? And they have these different personality types, and then events which happen, and they have like either like different motives, or like some things are like a little abrasive, right? Like maybe like they don't like how that person like eats their soup or something, right? Like, uh,
there's a little bit of
yeah,
that.
yeah,
There's a little bit of
exactly,
that.
exactly.
So yeah,
Mm,
yeah, you have these all these different type of personalities having to come together to achieve this one particular goal and set all their minds on that goal
mm,
and work together in order to achieve it. So
mm-hmm,
it's 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 an interesting story as far as all the obstacles they have to encounter because in Baltimore, what they're experiencing or what the story's based around, it's essential magic. I call it the etheric realm,
mm,
and in the etheric realm is kind of like a gossamer veil where you get to see people's true personalities come forth in their monstrous forms.
mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that, I'm taking old tropes from the culture. Say,
Oh,
you hear a
okay,
saying
okay.
like crabs in a
Yeah,
barrel.
yeah, yeah.
And with crabs in a barrel, that's a saying that, you have this one person that doesn't want to see anyone else get above them or
Mm,
achieve more than them, so they want to pull them down.
mm,
And with that, when the etheric veil is raised, their true personality, their monstrous form is seen. So if they have that crab in a barrel personality,
mm.
they're seen as this hideous crab-like monster. Um, Same goes forth with like you got the doughboys on the corner with the drug
Yeah,
dealers.
yeah.
They're like these parasitic entities that are like these demonic forms that climb up walls backwards, and they're
Oh,
like spider-like.
ooh.
And I've got all kinds of crazy mess in this, but it's all headed up by I don't know if there's a picture.
Mm,
I want to say who if he's in there. I think Urbane is in there, and that's one of the crab demonic parasites I was just mentioning, and that's Victor and is transformed.
mm-hmm,
If we go a little, I'm looking to see. Maybe if you scroll down the
mm-hmm.
timeline, I'd know. And that's actually a shot from the sizzle reel.
Oh, okay. See it. Yeah, it's got a little bit of animation in there, being able to get the
Oh yeah, yeah.
shots. Mm-hmm.
The full sizzle reel is
Mm,
2 minutes and 30 seconds
mm.
long.
I gotcha.
So I squeezed a lot out of Senor Paco.
Mm.
I squeezed a lot out of him, but he was happy to help me out.
Yeah, that,
Um,
very good.
I'm looking to see if you can. Oh, that's what our police officers look like
Oh, okay.
in the city.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
oh
Cause he's
yeah. Even,
like bigger body, like kind of brutish.
oh yeah, they
Mm.
stand over 15 feet tall.
Oof. Yeah, I wouldn't want to
Those
fight
are
that.
those are yeah, our golems of the city.
Yeah.
Then that's our Baltimore's police force, and depending on the color of the flame, is going to depict their disposition, whether
Oh,
they be good cops or bad cops.
gotcha. Very neat. A
Thank you,
little bit of
thank you.
sculpt work here.
Oh, another character, Laquan. So yeah, yeah.
Poverty.
If you go forth,
Mm-hmm.
this is actually one of the development sketches. I was working out ideas for him
Mm-hmm.
and just trying to flesh out the character. And you come up with these little quirks
Yeah.
about bad little adolescent boys. And I'm like, I got an idea for another character that's in the story,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just work things out like that. But Laquan, that's his alter ego.
Oh, he's got a little like scale and spines and like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I could see. Oh, he's got little skulls in here too. Oof.
Oh yeah, he's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a muscle guy
Mm.
when he transforms. The worst thing you want to have is an 8-year-old mentality that can throw a tantrum that has the power and strength of 10 men.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. And
There he
there we go.
is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the characters who's the big bad in the series. His name is Urbane,
Mm.
and he's the fly in the ointment.
Hmm.
Urbane is the character that essentially he was never supposed to happen, but it's an old vagrant, an old destitute homeless guy comes across
Mm-hmm.
a relic, an ancient relic, and it
Oh.
transforms him and his life forever. And he's full of spit and vinegar because the city's done him wrong.
Hmm.
He was a former fireman who lost his benefits, who's destitute, who disenfranchised, and the city threw him away.
Yeah.
And he is spiteful and vengeful. So coming upon this relic endows him with these powers that are able to transform not only himself but his environment around him and to his bidding. And he's basically on the thing. He's on this trek where he's like, the city took so much from me. Now I'm gonna make her pay.
Hmm. Yeah, almost like a like anti-hero, or is he going full villain here?
Oh, full
Full
villain.
villain. Okay.
Whole full
I
villain.
mean, when somebody imbues you with power and you're behind the eight ball and you're jaded and it's like, hey, I
Yes.
can change things to my will, right? Like what can
Hmm.
I do? And
Yeah,
you
and
figure out that heck, I can change my life completely, but sometimes not for the better.
he's kind of the one of those characters who I always envision like, what would you do if endowed with these powers and you had a bad attitude and
Mm,
life was kicking you in the ass?
mm,
What would you do?
mm-hmm,
So yeah, it's one of those questions that I like to pose to people with, you can kind of empathize
mm-hmm.
with him at some to some extent. You're
Yeah,
like, yeah, I don't agree with what he's doing, but I understand.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's certain like either like anti-heroes or villains where it's like you can kind of either like sympathize with like why they are the way they are, right? Or the reason that they
Yes.
do stuff, but you know that it's like, wait a minute, like are they doing the right thing? Like are they
Mm,
going about it the right way? And like that's like the difference
yeah.
between like our heroes, right? They have to pose that moral question to is the villain right? Like is this am I trying to make a different path for myself, right? Like all those are great
Hmm.
questions that'll definitely be answered at some point.
Yeah, because I'm a Spider-Man
Yeah.
guy. I've been since the age of 4, and it's always been the question of with great power
Mm-hmm.
comes great responsibility. And he says, does that really ring true for everyone?
For sure.
Is everyone going to do that? So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Just like some closing kind of remarks here. We're at about 1 hour in or so. Um, is there anything that like you want to like talk about before we wrap up?
Yeah, yeah. Ultimately, if you got a
Yeah,
moment,
yeah, of course.
stop by the Forsaken of
Yeah.
Baltimore. Check me out on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Check me out on Instagram. Check me out on I'm on TikTok
Mm-hmm.
under ArtLivesForever, and that's actually another Instagram page I have as well, where you can find a lot of my artwork and what I've done for during my day job.
Mm-hmm.
So
Excellent.
if you want to see, how I'm making my living as a senior character artist, you can see what studio I'm working for
Mm-hmm.
and and we just dropped something kind of big,
Mm.
which I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
that's a big to do because actually I did it for a game jam.
Huh.
I was a mid-level
Oh.
artist. And I said, you know what? Let me take this as an opportunity to make a name for myself in the studio and do something kind of
Mm-hmm.
cool. I made this character, but because I have friends in different departments, I make friends.
Yeah.
I make friends.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Um,
It's a good idea.
I sought out my dudes in different departments. My dude Jay in animation, my dude Christian over in rigging, Zinky and lore. So I was hitting up everybody. I was like, hey man, I pitched them the idea, and within a week we put this asset together and made it come to life and presented it, and it was a full edged game asset with monster in game with animation, the whole nine. And people were like, "Oh my god, you did this in a week?" And I was like, "Uh-huh." Yes. Yes, we worked.
Mm,
We worked. So, lo and behold, it went off so well and according to plan that I got the attention of the directors in the studio, and they were like, "Yeah, we want to put this in the game, Bobby."
ooh,
I'm like, "Oh, word?
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That's kind of cool. Getting your own
Oh,
idea in
so my
there.
my my own creation, my own idea, my monster got put in game. Uh, they allowed me to spearhead the from concept because there are a few changes that had to
Mm,
be made in regard to getting it in
mm,
game to make it fit with the lore, and they allowed me to be a part of every step to give input, and I'm just like, oh wow,
mm.
this is a big to do.
Yeah, that's a
And
lot of
the
slack on the like giving you that opportunity as well as like making sure that you can that idea that came from your passion, right, got into something that's much bigger than your own like thought of like, hey, like I was just doing this on my own, but it's going in something big, right?
yeah, and just I'm still kind of in awe by it
Mm,
because it hasn't the novelty hasn't worn off
mm.
yet, so I'm still like it just dropped this Wednesday, so I'm like, oh my god,
Mm.
this is real. So
Yeah.
yeah, to see that to come to life and it's just a big to do. So yeah,
Mm,
yeah, you get a moment, guys. Check that out. Check me
hmm.
out. Um, you'll see it. It looks like a big lizard with feathers.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
I think I might have seen that
when you,
actually in
yep.
the trailer for that. I looked at that earlier just to be able to see because it was just like 2 days ago. So I did my homework on it.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Of
Thank you,
course, dude.
Ryan.
Of
Thank you, Ryan.
course. Yeah.
So yeah, then that was a big to
Mm.
do. So I showed my mom. I took a
Oh, of
screen cap and I
course.
showed my mom. I was like, "Mom, look, look."
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's kind of a thing that
So
like
yeah, yeah.
when you have like a ship game, like that's always like a really fun moment where like you get to see it in the hands of the players, and you can also showcase like to friends and family and be like, hey, I've been working like a long time on this. Like I've been putting my
Yes,
soul into it, so it's definitely a
you
pinnacle.
understand.
Yeah, yeah. It's something that you get
You
there.
get it.
You get there. You get it.
Oh
Yeah.
man. So yeah, this has been a tremendous week for
Mm,
me. So
excellent.
doing this and having things that just transpire. So
Mm,
I'm on a high right now,
yeah.
man. And so
Excellent.
if you're seeing all 32 every time, that's why I'm so excited.
True. True. So, one more thing.
Hmm.
Would you have any kind of like advice for your younger self? Anything that you would want to say to like help to like motivate you, or any kind of like, hey, like this one like moment helped to like see the rest of my career, like anything like that, or is it kind of just like things just kind of aligned and you just kind of took it and went with it?
I wish they had lined a little quicker because
Yeah,
here I am at 50 and all
that's
these things
true.
are starting to coalesce.
That's true because sometimes
If they,
things don't happen the same for everybody, right? Because like
no.
your origin is different than mine, and everybody kind of makes their own career out of it, right? And sometimes that's
Hmm.
completely different than somebody else, but hey, we're all making like games, passion projects, comics, like whatever it is. So.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. But if I could go back and talk to my younger self, it would be, I would say, stay
Mm,
focused. Stay focused. Don't get
mhm,
discouraged because there were
mm,
times where, things were panning out. And
mhm,
it's like, if you stay focused, stay on course, don't get discouraged, it will come.
mhm.
It will come. Just be patient.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
And
true.
it's never, yeah, it's never a question always. It's never a question of will it
Mhm,
happen? It's when.
mhm.
it's when.
Mm-hmm.
Because when preparation meets
Mm-hmm.
opportunity, and I was, prepared. It just took me a little longer
Mm-hmm.
to focus and get all my cards in a row and be like, okay, I'm waiting for the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
now. But yeah, I would say be patient and keep focused and keep
Mm.
working.
Yeah,
Keep
that
working.
and also like surround yourself with like-minded people, right? Like being able to
Man,
like cuz sometimes like maybe like your best friend's distracting you from what you really
woo,
desire.
speak on it.
So like
Speak
I
on it.
understand, but being able to find people who have a similar goal of like trying to make
Yes.
something or trying to find certain skills like to have that career like versus somebody who's just kind of resting on their laurels like oh it'll happen one day
Mm,
and it's like nah like you got to
mm.
work every day for this.
You gotta
Yeah.
work. You gotta work, man. And
Mm-hmm.
having those people that have a same mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and you, I refer to it like a dance circle. I
Mm,
refer to it as a cipher.
mm,
And if you got to have people in your cipher with that same energy,
mm-hmm.
because if there's somebody in that cipher that's like and waiting for other people to turn in their homework so they can get the grade, nah,
Yeah.
nah, they gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta go. I'm like, hey, all of us here are hustling and we're moving forward to a
Mm-hmm.
particular goal. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get this accomplished. If anybody, no weak links,
Mm-hmm.
and I definitely don't want to be a weak link. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm always striving, moving
Mm,
forward to achieve these
mm-hmm.
goals because I got big dreams.
Yep.
Like I said, Ryan, I'm 12. I'm 12 inside, so I got big dreams.
Yeah, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up. We thank you very much, Bobby. Like it's been a pleasure. Like I want to end on a high note, and this week's been great for you. I want to let you have the rest of your weekend. Thank you very much, Bobby. And any closing
Much love, Ryan. Much
remarks?
love.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it once again for
Mm,
finding the time to have me on to talk about
mm-hmm.
myself and my projects. Thank you so much, man.
Mm,
I thank you, and
mm,
to the our community,
mm-hmm.
much love.
Mm-hmm.
Keep focused. Keep
Mm,
working. Things are moving
mm.
forward.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much, sir. I'm gonna wrap up here, and I'll see you next time. All right. All right.
Yes, sir. See
Woo.
you
All
guys.
right. See you.